Also, there have it on the phone, but Amala is the minority leader in the House of Representatives. Well, we're joined now by Mr. Ebunwelu Adegberewa, who is a legal practitioner, to also give us a legal perspective on this entire matter. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Good morning.
Well, they've argued both ways. They looked at it politically, legally. The fact that those who say, well, there was a report that said PDP were going to wait for the court decision on this one. But this case, what legal perspective? Do they have that legal backing, you think, to move from that political party, from the PDP to the APC? And if anyone wanted to just, through the law, say no, you have to vacate your seat because PDP has said, do the needful, leave that position. Is there any legal backing to that kind of statement?
Well, I believe that generally we go by the provisions of the Constitution in relation to Section 40, which gives people the freedom of association. But that freedom, as far as Nigeria is concerned, politically, must be expressed through a platform, which is a political party registered and recognized by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Having said that, for the executive, it's a matter of your wish. You could leave PDP as a governor and join Labour Party. You could move from Labour and go back to APGA as a member of the executive. There is no restriction whatsoever. And you recall what happened to former Vice President Abubakar Atiku. His case was finally decided by the Supreme Court and said he was free to associate with any group of people of his choice, and that will not affect his position as Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. For the executive, there is no impediment whatsoever. The coast is so clear as the sky to move to any political party you desire as a member of the executive. But for the legislature, there is Section 68, sub 1G, which gives some little hurdles for you to cross to be able to leave your platform upon which you were elected to the National Assembly to another party. It must be clear that there is a division within your party, or that maybe the platform upon which you were elected had merged with another political party, and then you want to follow that merger by crossing over to the new platform upon which you have merged, or that there is a faction, or your party is factionalized. I know that there's divergent decisions of the Federal High Court saying that there's no division within the PDP, that what happened to Kawu Baraje was not a division. It was some belligerent members who were dissatisfied with the party, left the party. They are not maintaining a structure. Their secretariat was closed down. The PDP asserted its power fully by ending that division. That cannot be a basis upon which the Speaker of the House of Representatives can assert his defection. And in his own home state, the governor of the state, Ali Wamako, had defected as a member of the executive, as the governor of the state, from PDP to APC. So I knew that he was going to have a challenge if he wanted to continue to execute his political ambition to become governor of that state. There is no way he could fly the kite of his governorship ambition on the platform of the People's Democratic Party in Sokoto State, because that state is under the control of the APC currently. So if you want to be a governor of Sokoto State after Wamako, you have to go along with his own party. And in Sokoto State presently, the governorship ticket has been zoned to Sokoto South, where Tambuwal comes from. So I believe that it's in our attempt to further that ambition that has led to the defection. I believe that a person who is a Speaker of the House of Representatives, if he defects from the ruling party to the opposition party, it does not legally affect his status. There is no requirement under the Constitution that the leader of the House must be a member of the ruling party. There is no such requirement. It is the members, the distinguished and honorable members of either the Senate or the House of Representatives that will determine their own leadership. They can elect him from Labour, they can elect him from APGA, they can elect him from APC or PDP. So the fact that the Speaker has defected from the PDP, the ruling party, to the APC opposition party does not mean that he must vacate his seat.
The other thing that politicians play on is if they were to go to court on this matter and say, well, because is it even possible in the first instance if they say, well, we had a case in court about maybe say 42 members who defected, and that because there was no basis, they cannot operate or function on the platform of another political party since their movement has been declared null and void. Can they rely on that judgment if it exists and say, well, Mr. Speaker, you also have got to follow suit, or they have to file a fresh case on his own, which is with respect to his own defection?
Every case in court is decided between the parties that appear before the court. If I sue Chamberlain to court and I get judgment against Chamberlain, that judgment is against Chamberlain alone. I cannot enforce it against Suleiman. So if there is a judgment against the senators that defected, that can only be used as a precedent to be able to launch a judicial attack against Tambuwal. A fresh case must be filed against him. No court can decide a case against the whole world.
Remember, at that time,
so if you want to use that as a precedent, you must go to court afresh and use that as a basis for seeking that he should vacate his seat.
What if he was listed as part of those 42?
He could not have been listed because he had not defected at that time. And even if he was listed at that time, the action he took now is a fresh course of action. It's something that just happened yesterday. So at the time that that suit was filed, these facts were not part of it. And you cannot take subsequent facts that happened when the case was filed to jump into that case. So it's a fresh course of action, which must be pursued afresh.